Okay, let's start the raising the devil. Let's discuss what we can discover today.
Okay.
So this one is about the requirements of getting the double S rank on normal mode and on the DMD mode.
Yep.
And you have any idea what this one is? Some kind of calculations?
It must be because of the how the style meter is captured. You know how the stylish point
Uh-huh.
is calculated,
Mm.
and I think what it means is how much what you do in the gameplay, and it multiplies that value, like doing damage, dodging stuff, or jumping on enemies.
Okay.
And depending on your style meter, if it's C, V, A, or S, SS, or SSS,
Right.
it multiplies it. So you can see style meter and the style multiplied by 8 or 7 or 6 or 5. I think it's that. It's how it calculates the style points.
Style points. Okay, so I have a question. Is style points and experience points are they the same?
No, no, no. Experience points are the for leveling up your style. Like when you kill an enemy,
Okay.
you get XP points. So XP points is what only when you kill an enemy.
Okay.
So it levels up your style points. No, not your style points. Your style. The gunslinger, rogue guard, trickster. Swordmaster. So you get experience when you kill something, and that experience goes for the style you have selected. But the other style, the stylish one, is just when you do damage, or when you taunt an enemy,
Okay.
the style points go up. So you get you go from C to B to A, that the normal stylish thing,
Okay, so
the
how do
style meter.
you quickly level up style? Is it matter if you use more stylish moves or the higher your style rank is all the time? That means you will level up the current style quickly.
No, I think it's based purely on how many enemies you kill. I don't think it's based on
Hmm.
style. I think it's only based on how many enemies you kill while having that style equipped. You don't need to necessarily use the style. You
Okay.
can only kill the enemies and you'll level up the style. So yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if you wanna level up your style quickly, you should go to a secret mission where there are enemies and keep killing them, and eventually you will level up your style.
Yeah, pretty much. There's even like an entire mission where it's like a bunch of chess pawns,
Mm-hmm.
and people use them to farm. I forgot what mission is it, but it's like a room full of inactive, you know, inactive pawns. So they go to that room and they keep killing those pawns by using the Devil Trigger explosion. And not only will you get orbs, but you also get experience. So it levels up your style.
You're talking about that room where there are gates opening up automatically.
Uh, I think it's near it, but no, it's not exactly that room. It's like a room where there's a bunch of inactive pawns, like a lot of them.
Okay. Okay, so this is the requirements to get the double S rank on normal mode, and this is the mission number, time required to clear it, and orbs you need to get. And this is the stylish point. How do we know how many stylish points we got?
That's entirely on. It's a lot of stuff to consider because stylish points goes for what you hit your enemy with. If you taunt the enemy, like
Okay.
for example, when you taunt the enemy, you get I think it's 500 stylish points,
Okay.
but I'm not really sure because there's some values down. But yeah, each attack you hit, or like when you dodge an attack, or when you jump on an enemy,
Mm-hmm.
you get like stylish points. And basically the style meter, all the letters,
Mm-hmm.
that multiplies the style you normally do. So everything in the game has like a base style value. Like let's say for example, jumping over an attack has
Okay.
like a value of 150.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take on SS rank, which multiplies that by like 7, I think. I think it was. So I guess it works like that. I'm not really sure.
Maybe if we scroll down a little more, we will find about that. So, the game actually wants you to be stylish.
Of course, it's Devil May Cry, especially on Devil May Cry 3. They even teach you to, use everything you have, do variations of attack. Don't repeat one thing so much.
Exactly.
Thanks to those, what is it? Is it combat? What's the name of those statues where you need to use like a specific weapon?
Statues, yeah, those are.
Is it combat evaluators?
Yeah,
What's the name?
combat educator, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That thing basically teaches you, look, you need to use
Yeah,
every move set you have on your weapon. You gotta be stylish. The game
yeah.
itself wants you to use every move you can, it wants you to be stylish.
So this is the
So,
thing
yeah.
where Devil May Cry is totally different from other games.
Yeah, because before Devil May Cry 3, you only had Devil May Cry 1, which in Devil May Cry 1, they didn't really, motivate you to use variations for attack. You can repeat like the same attack,
Hmm.
but as long as you're not getting hit and you're hitting enemies, you'll get S rank easily. You don't need to, do different moves or do different things. You just gotta keep hitting the enemy over and over. And Devil May Cry 2, same thing. You can shoot the enemy like 100 times, and you still get like a S rank, I think.
Oh, I heard the
So
guns in the
yeah,
DMC2 are so much powerful.
yeah, DMC2, it's not good. The swords, I think it's the game with most sword moves. There's so many variations to the sword moves, but the thing is, the enemies are they don't react much. They don't really do much, and you're better
Hmm.
off just using the weapons. But yeah, it's the Devil May Cry game with like the most sword moves on the ground. Like there's so many variations to the sword attacks on Devil May Cry 2. It's a shame because you don't really need to use the sword on Devil May Cry 2. It sucks. You're better off just using the guns. That's why it's so bad.
Now that you have mentioned it, I think I should cover all those moves.
Yeah, there's a lot of sword moves for Devil May Cry 2. And the way they behave is based on direction. So for example, you also need to do pauses, but you can do lock on,
Mm-hmm.
and you can like in the middle of attack, you can put a direction, then attack, and it will do like a different sword attack. But yeah, it's a shame because on Devil May Cry 2, you don't even really need the sword that much.
Okay, so what's your take on this? In mission 1, you need to be get 5001 stylish point, but on mission 10 you need to get this, but on mission say 14 you need to get this. How, why is that?
I think it's because each mission has like a different enemies.
Hmm.
Like let's take for example, mission 20 is straight up just a boss fight with Virgil.
Yeah.
Against Virgil, you can't hit him much, so you're not gonna get that much stylish points because you're not gonna be hitting Virgil a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
let's take mission 19, where is Argo? You're gonna hit him a lot,
Mm.
so it's like a 4,000 because he's a boss that's really tanky. He does a lot of things, and you can like do every move against him, and it will hit. So they put him the stylish requirement a little higher because of that.
Yeah. Thanks for
But yeah, it's depending on mission. I'm not sure what mission 10 is. I forgot. You know what mission is?
Let's quickly see that.
Mission 10. Oh, it's the bridge mission.
where you
Wait,
fight with the horse.
no, I don't think it is. I think it's the one that you fight the spiders then the in Nevin, no? No, wait, it's after Nevin. Oh, I know. It's after you defeat Nevin, so you gotta walk back to the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, so it makes sense. It's a really short mission, so you're not gonna rack up a lot of status points. So it makes sense.
Yeah, as the three of these missions have the same values 4501 and yeah 4501 as well here. Okay, so talking about the damage.
Oh yeah, some missions you're gonna take a lot of damage, especially because some missions have the stage hazards, spikes or maybe even like the saws.
Hmm.
So the developers actually, took into consideration like, oh, you're gonna get hit a lot in this, so we'll put up the damage value a little higher.
Yeah, check this one, mission 12 and mission 18.
Wow, mission 18. Oh, it makes sense. It seems to be like a long mission since it's 11 minutes 12
Yeah.
minutes actually to complete it. So, and maybe it's like wait, mission 18 is oh, I know. It's the mission where you gotta fight all the bosses
Yeah.
which you fought before. So it makes sense to have like a high damage value that you can take since you're gonna fight basically three or four or even seven if you want, seven bosses. So you're gonna take a lot of damage.
I
So
guess fighting 3 is necessary there.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know the quickest path to completing this mission, but I think you need to like four or three bosses is enough to complete a path for
Yeah.
it to open up the portal.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, maybe there was you need to beat Gigapede, Beowulf, and I don't know, maybe Agni and Rudra, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember, but on this mission I always fight all the bosses, just for the orbs and the experience points.
But if you fight all the bosses, you're not gonna complete it within 12 minutes.
Yeah, not at all. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really go for a SS rank much. So
Same
yeah,
here.
I don't really mind.
Okay, I have another question. It says when it
Hmm.
says 1000 damage, how do we know what is 1000?
So we gotta find that out later
Okay.
when it shows the enemy's values. But I think, for example, the a spear you take from what's the name of the horse?
The boss?
Irium? Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I think it's Girion, the name
yeah,
of the
Garion,
horse.
Garion.
So let's say the spear that he throws, like when he slows time.
Yeah.
Each spear, I think it does like 600 damage or something. So yeah, just to give you like a perspective. So a
Oh.
thousand damage is like you gotta take really little damage.
Okay, so I don't know
Oh, I
if
know, I know. A complete health bar is, I think it's 10,000. I think it's 10,000 value points.
okay,
So yeah, you gotta take 1/10 of a health bar of damage if you want to complete the mission.
that makes sense.
Or, and on Virgil, you can like see it's 10,000. You can only deplete one health bar to get like a SS rank.
Okay, that sums it up. And sorry if we pronounce the boss name wrong. I mean, I don't know if it's Garion or Jarian.
I always forget. It's like a really complicated name.
Yeah, English is not our native language, so that's bound to happen.
I think Garion must be like from a I don't know, but I forgot which books like the Devil May Cry franchises uses names from.
Yeah,
But
I remember I have made a video on it, also on Beowulf, the Greek mythology, something like that. It's on channel.
oh, so it's Greek mythology. It's always weird names. So yeah.
Greek mythology reminds me of God of War. Okay, so we cannot use any item, nothing, on normal mode.
Yeah, no items, which makes sense. Like items are a huge helper, especially if you use like a big I think it's what's the Vital Star L, which regains all your health back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are. If you could use like at least one of them and still get S rank, it would be too easy, you know.
Mm.
Or using like a holy water on like a room with full of annoying enemies, and you
Yeah.
still get S rank. It would be easy, you know.
I made a video on the holy water.
Yeah, holy water. The only thing good about the holy water that you absolutely need to use it is
Mm.
on some Virgil secret missions. You cannot do some Virgil secret missions without holy water.
Oh.
You
So,
know the shooting one, the card shooting, the
uh,
secret mission? You that one
uh,
is impossible with Virgil on TMD, I think. You need holy water to complete it.
oh.
Yeah.
Is it you? Do you remember the mission name or number?
Which has the secret mission?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure, but I think it's around Beowulf, so it must be like mission 13 or 14 or 11. I'm not sure.
Okay, here on mission 6, and there's nothing about damage. I guess he didn't know about it. I think so. I don't know.
No, I think you can't take a single point of damage to get S rank. Same thing with mission one. It must be like a simple mission because you only get 1,500 orbs to get an S rank. It's really short. It's only 4 minutes.
I remember mission 6. I remember it.
Which mission is it?
Where you have three different paths.
Oh, the three puzzles, right? The one the warrior, the
Yeah.
one with the mind, the other one I forgot. I think it's technique or skill.
The first one is where you dodge a lot of spears.
Yeah. And the
And
second one is the one with the room where you gotta guess correctly. And the third one is the combat one. I think you gotta do those with zero damage. Same thing with mission one. Since it's such a like a simple mission, I think they thought it would be best like let's put it zero damage so it makes it a little more difficult since these
mm,
missions are so easy.
makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we cannot use items on normal mode, what do you think easy mode suggests?
I think easy modes use the same logic. I
Okay.
think it doesn't change it.
Okay. And what do you think is different in DMD?
The only thing different about it is the time to complete. It's higher because the enemies are gonna have much more health,
Okay.
and the orbs are even higher because I think you get more orbs on DMT. I'm not sure. But also the stylish, no, the stylish points for some reason are lowered by like one. Except on some missions, the value is increased.
Yeah, 5,000, 5,000. So,
Yeah, but all the main changes are pretty much everything. But yeah, but one like standard change is the increased time because the enemies are gonna have much health. You're
hmm.
gonna spend more time on them. So yeah, it makes sense.
And also you cannot take damage if you want to get that double S rank or cannot use
Yeah,
items. Yeah, makes sense.
that is absurd, taking zero damage on DMT. But hey, yeah, it's like a challenge. Dante must die, so it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, so many players have already finished that.
Yeah, like for some players, Dante must die is like the normal mode.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay, let's go forward. Difficulty
uh,
modifiers, enemy data.
yeah, basically the standard. A lot of games do this. The
Hmm.
only thing they really do is change the enemy health, multiply it, or you know, except on Devil May Cry, they do change the enemy behaviors. The enemies get more aggressive, more enemies can attack you at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them even unlock some new moves.
Oh,
You know the red guy? What was his name? Pride? No, it's not Pride. It's
Abyss?
what is it? No, Abyss is the big fiery guy. You know the one that jumps back, and the red one. I forgot his name.
Ah, Hell Lust.
Yeah, Hell Lust. On harder difficulties, he gets this really annoying attack where he dashes in and does like an upward slash, yeah, which is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and also I'm not sure if some enemies also get newer attacks. Oh yeah, they also change behaviors, I think,
Yeah.
since it's bosses especially. Bosses like some attack lasts longer, or it takes like more hits to break their shields. Example, Nevin, she has her bad shields. On
Mm.
easier difficulties, that thing breaks easily.
Mm-hmm.
But on higher difficulties, it takes a lot of more punching. Same thing with Jester.
Mm-hmm.
For him to get stunned when he's in the, you shoot him till he gets tired. It takes longer or it takes more shots, that kind of stuff.
Okay, now this is a big jump here. I mean, 1.25 versus 4.
Yeah, which is he didn't list the value for very hard, so that's why it's such a big jump.
Mm.
He forgot to put the values for very hard, but I think you can kind of make a guess.
Yeah. Okay, and
I
it
think
says when the
uh,
DD is active, armor rating becomes 5 and attack is reduced by 1 by 3.
I think what it means is the stun value,
Hmm.
which is the stun value by itself. It's a whole different story, but I think it refers to that.
Yeah, so this is talking about when enemies get the DT.
Yeah, it's talking about that. An attack reduced by one third. It's not talking about the enemy attack. It's talking about your attack. So
Yeah,
your attacks get reduced by 60%. How much would be? One third?
I don't know, my math sucks.
Yeah, but your attack gets reduced a lot. So yeah.
Okay, and now let's talk about the devil trigger modifiers.
Yeah, that's really important to know.
Yeah.
The rebellion one is the standard one. It's all around. You get a better attack, but you take some less damage and some more speed and standard health recovery.
Hmm.
Uh, but something I did not know is the value of Cerberus and Agni and Ruja being higher than the rebellion HP recovery. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, Agni and Rudra. I heard that Agni and Rudra regenerates your health much faster, but now I see it. Cerberus does the same.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the thing everyone knows about Cerberus, you can be like super fast, like 20% speed bonus. So it's really a lot.
Oh, actually, I was talking about Nevan. You hear?
Oh yeah, Nevin. Yeah, that's the main thing about the Nevin Devil Trigger, which is really useful on Bloody Palace. Like if you want to recover some health,
Mm-hmm.
Nevin is the go to. You just use Devil Trigger on Nevin. It recovers a lot of health. It's really good.
So among all of these, Agni and Rudra does less damage.
Yeah, I think it's to compensate the elemental damage that it does. It
Yeah.
gets higher. So I guess it's to compensate for that. But still, it's a little strange that it's lower than the standard value.
I don't know if we have already found all of the elemental damage in the game. I know about two or three maybe. For example, Gigapede is weak against Cerberus and Agni and Rudra maybe, and and, and yeah, Agni and Rudra bosses are weak against Cerberus.
Makes sense.
And
But yeah, I think there's like four elements. There's the lightning, which is Nevin.
yeah,
Fire and air, which is
Agni
Agni and
and Rudra.
Rudra.
Yeah.
Ice, which is Cerberus. Light, which is Beowulf. The only one that doesn't have like an element to it is Rebellion. And
Wow.
of course, I think Voyager weapons as well. except Beowulf.
I guess
So yeah.
Virgil's Yamato has an also an elemental property, something like darkness or something. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like it has no elemental value. I think it's just standard damage, like Rebellion.
So why is it so useful against the fallen?
Uh, the Yamato,
Yeah.
because the for Virgil doesn't have that much tools against the fallen. Like I guess he has like a no, but it's because Yamato in general has such a big hitbox and like aerial rave is such a quick attack and you can spam a lot on him on the fallen.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why Yamato is like the best weapon for the fallen because it has like a gigantic hitbox and it's fast the air attack for it, which you're going to be using a lot on the fallen.
Okay. So
The aerial rave.
I've noted another thing that Dante's Beowulf and Yamato and Virgil's Beowulf and Force Edge does the same damage when in DT.
I think they did that because I think by default, I think Virgil does more damage than Dante. I think I'm not sure. It's like a speculation, but to not further increase his damage, I think they left the DT values a little lower because I think they increased Virgil's damage to compensate that he has like less duels or is more like a simple of a character. So yeah, I think it's because of that. I'm not sure if Virgil actually does more damage than Dante, but I think it does because like, damn, his damage output is really big.
Yeah, one thing is sure. I mean, if we compare Yamato, we don't talk about the DTs. We just compare Yamato with Rebellion. We know Yamato is so much more powerful.
Yeah, so, and also like a different character, so they used like different mindsets to balance them out. So yeah.
So for Virgil, he left out these three things and here in HP recovery and damage. I don't know what's the reason about this.
Mhm. I'm not sure either, but I think it's not like he had. I don't think he went to find out how much damage it does, so he left out empty, which I can't blame him. But I think it does the same amount of damage as it would like with Beowulf, 0.20 or something like that.
Hmm.
No, actually, no, I'm lying. I think it would do like the damage you receive would be the same as Rebellion. And the HP recovery would probably be as the same as Rebellion, which is 1.60.
Okay. And it says when using Sparta costume, DT is Sparta with rebellion effect. That means that when you are using Sparta costume, that means this is in effect.
Yeah, only the super. Oh yeah, no, actually this is true. When you use Sparta, you only get the DT effects from Rebellion. Even if you use Nevin or like Cerberus, your speed won't increase or your health regaining properties won't be the same. So you don't matter the weapon you're using, you're always getting the Rebellion effect from DT, which is something strange about it. But yeah, I guess I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is true. When you use Sparta costume, you only get the DT effects from Rebellion. You don't get from the Nevin one, which is the higher HP recovery, or
Hmm.
Cerberus, where you get the higher speed. I remember this. I always found that strange, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, it's very impressive. The things you were telling here that are something very new for me. So, should we continue further?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the double trigger damage for each orb you charge up.
Oh, so there are basically seven DT runes which you can use.
Yeah. And you can see stylish points. So each explosion has a different style that you get. But yeah, something I didn't know is the level one being zero damage. I always thought it would do like a small amount of damage, like one, like 100 or something.
Hmm. So
But it
that
does
means
zero.
level 1 doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the only thing it does is activate Devil Trigger, and it doesn't actually do any damage. So if you actually want to do like a
Uh,
Devil Trigger explosion, you really gotta charge it
I
up.
mean, if we talk about the DMC3 HUD, there are like 7 or 9 runes, I don't remember. Let's see.
Uh, oh, it's seven. Yeah, you can only get seven extra runes to charge it up.
And
Even though you can still use the first three ones, which I didn't know. So it's useless to charge up more than seven? It's just a waste of DT?
why they separated the first three?
Because you can also charge up the first three DT orbs.
Okay.
Uh, it does count as you charging up when you're holding the double trigger button. So, but the guidebook it says you can only charge seven orbs, not more than that.
Yeah, because here it only says 7, level 7, and here it doesn't mention anything about level 9.
Yeah, which is I don't know. Maybe it's just he didn't test it out,
Hmm.
or maybe it's it's unknown. But it probably does more damage if you charge up like nine orbs yeah. I think it
So
should do more damage.
let's compare the level 7 DTE with something. Um, it is.
Oh, let's say for example, Virgil has 10,000 health. So if you charge up all the orbs, it would do like 1,500, which is like uh, yeah, a lot of damage.
A lot, I mean, even more than these. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not fair to compare enemy health to Dante's health. I
Okay,
think both are really different.
I get the point.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah, it's good to you'll see the enemy attack level is as it says. Level one is just you get hit and yeah it just hits you normally and you can also guard it with normal royal guard.
Okay.
And level two, I think you need to perfect world guard so your guard doesn't break.
Okay.
And level three is like projectiles. You can reflect it back to the enemy or break it in the air,
For
something like that.
example.
The Enigma's attack. You know the arrows they throw at you, and
Oh.
the Gigapede
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
purple attack.
And
Let me see what else. Oh, there's also the doppelganger attack where he
yeah.
throws the shadow ball at you.
And level 4 is attack can't be guarded.
I think that applies to area of damage attacks like the
Sir.
Mundus chest piece, his attack, the Nevin ground shock that she does, the Beowulf explosions, or maybe like the Cerberus uh, ground.
Ground pounce attack when he says you are not human, are you? And he chases his face.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Million
I'm
carrots.
not sure, but it says attacks that can be guarded, so it should be the opposite. You can't royal guard these.
I thought
Is there any attack in the game that you cannot royal guard?
I don't think so. You can royal guard anything.
Yeah, the only difference is the timing on each one.
Okay, so
I don't know.
maybe he
I'm not
means
sure.
we need to royal guard.
Yeah, but I think that's why it has a question mark. It's not fully confirmed. So I think
Hmm.
that's why it's yeah. There's some misconceptions here and there.
But so far I've made so many videos with the enemies, even with the bosses, and I have not seen any attack which can't be royal guarded. I'm not sure about the Cerberus million carrots attack when he says you are not human.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, so I think it's some really specific attacks,
Mm.
like maybe stage hazards, like saws
Yeah.
or spears. I think it means only those. I'm not really sure.
Oh yeah. Also, you cannot guard or royal guard the asset in mission number 8.
Which one?
Mission number 8, when you start in the inside of that monster, flying monster,
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So yeah, it makes sense.
you cannot block the asset on the floor.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a stage hazard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it must mean mostly those attacks.
Yeah. And level
And
5 says attack cannot be stopped.
I think it must be like attacks with super armor. Like, yeah, every attack on bosses that cannot be stopped. Like, you can't clash, you can't stun them. I mean, I think it means that.
Okay, let's finish this on this one. Basic
Basic,
action.
yeah, this one is really simple. It's like the each button what it does. Like
So,
only good things you like can observe from this is like wow, jump has invisible startup or rolling has invisible startup, which is basic knowledge. But one thing that's cool about it is the stylish points. You can see how much style you get from like jumping from an enemy
this one?
or rolling from an enemy. Yep.
Okay. 150 during by an enemy step. He missed spell here. It's
Yeah, I think it's translated because if you go further down, there's like
yeah.
a Japanese thing, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
must be
yeah.
translated.
150 if during enemy attack.
Yeah,
500. Oh.
yeah. Taunting gets you a lot of stylish points. Yeah, basically levels up your style meter instantly to the next letter.
And shooting your guns also maintains the style meter for some time.
Yeah, you can only shoot like a certain amount of bullets before the style doesn't charge anymore. Doesn't go up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Change
Yeah.
melee attack shoot changes by weapon. Pole play
Yeah.
100, rebellion 200.
Oh yeah, that's because when you jump up in a pole, Dante does the spinning move, and if you have Rebellion equipped, he finishes
Oh,
the move with the Rebellion attack.
oh.
So
This is
yeah,
something new. I didn't know you need to equip rebellion in order to gain more style points.
yeah, that's because Rebellion is the only weapon with animations when you finish the pole play. You know, the other weapons you just spin, and you
I
do damage with the spin.
I think Cerberus also does an attack when you pole play, if I remember.
Are you sure? I think Rebellion is the only weapon. I'm not sure either.
Once I
But
tried. Okay, we will try again. He did the swing. You know when he swings in the air.
oh, really?
Yeah, but I need to double check that.
Yeah, it's good. Because I don't really remember. Oh yeah, and free ride, jump on a fallen enemy. Only Ebony and Ivory has animations for it, where you spin and shoot. The
Yeah,
other the other weapons doesn't have it. Only Ebony and Ivory.
but I read somewhere you can also use the gun Artemis to charge multi-lock. But that's only for buffering.
Oh yeah, that's only buffering. It's not like a specific attack mode that you can do on free ride.
Yeah, that makes okay. So in notes it says L3 centers camera and invincible on startup walk dash. Okay.
Yep, that's jumping. The startup animation has invincible frames. That means when you're in the air, you don't have invincible frames. Only when you're starting to jump.
Hmm. Okay, I have another question. One thing I read somewhere that if you perfect roll or perfect dodge, meaning just like Royal Guard, you do the dodge at very exact moment, you get style points and your style meter raises up.
Yeah, it does. You get like 150. It even says there. But it mean you can only like no, actually, I think you can get style points just dodging near an enemy. It doesn't need to be in like an attack. I think you still get orbs like I think you get like a 0.5
Mm.
orbs
Mm-hmm.
from dodging or jumping near an enemy or jumping on them. Jumping on enemies also recharge your orb.
So, for example, if we are on trickster style and if we start spamming the style button, go from right to left, that won't raise our style meter. But if an enemy is about to attack and if we do that, that will raise the style meter.
I, yeah, I'm not really sure. I never really stopped to think about it. But the only thing I know is that when you dash or roll or jump of an enemy, you get a little bit of DT. And
Uh,
of course, that has a cooldown, so you can't spam it. I think it's like 10 seconds or 7 seconds till you can get DT from dodging from an enemy.
okay,
But I'm not really sure about style. If you dodge an attack, you get style. Yeah, the game in the guide it says it does. Like if you side roll during an enemy attack, you get 150 style points. So yeah, it must be true.
yeah. Okay, I will make a comparison video with a normal dodge and with an exact dodge so to see the difference. Okay.
Okay.
Sideroll startup, okay, that also has invisible frames. And this one taunt is pose and speed changes every 2 taunts. Oh, this is something new to me.
Nah, I think it's a mistake. I think it's what he meant to say. It's like between each style meter that changes the taunt and also changes the speech that Dante does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking.
I think that was mistranslated. But
Yeah.
one thing that I never figured out, you know, when you get SS rank and he does like crazy,
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty
but
much red.
he actually can also do like the sweet baby, which I have no idea how that triggers. It seems like it's random.
Yeah, I also think that, but are we talking about the default costume?
Oh yeah, the default costume. If you use the shirtless, he does the "Let's start the party," which
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the only line that he has for SSS. But I think
Maybe he also does the crazy in the shirtless one. I don't know.
no, he doesn't. He only does the "Let's start the party."
Okay, that's a mystery then, or maybe it's random.
No, no, the shirtless costumes have different taunt voice lines that wasn't used, but they brought it back for the HD collection.
Oh, so it's not in the original version.
No, on the PS2 version, when he's shirtless, he still does the same as if he was wearing the coat. So yeah,
Oh,
they brought it back for the HD collection.
so at least they brought something in the HD collection.
Yeah, I think that's about it that they brought back.
Man, I don't
I'm not
know.
sure what
So
else.
why so many people hate the HD collection? For me, it's the best one.
I'm not sure. I really haven't played the original one, but I can see why some people prefer some other versions or not.
Yeah, I have already made some comparison videos already. The two things or three things I can tell you where there's the original version is superior or PC or the PS2 version. I cannot say anything about the Switch version because I never played that. The original
Mm.
version actually has louder sound, one thing, and
Mm.
the original version's ambient sound is much more hearable.
Yeah, I seen it. That one I had no idea. And of course, the lighting changes.
Yeah,
I think it also made some changes to the hair, like ladies' hair, the
yeah.
HD collection, and same thing
There
with Dante's hair.
there's an issue with the transparency with their hair, but luckily we are on PC and we can fix that via mods.
I didn't know that one. The only thing I knew is that the hair was different.
You don't use the hair mode on HDC?
No, I only use the cutscene models for the player.
Okay, it's on Nexus. You can check it out. I'm using it.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so Yeah, another thing I want to tell you about the original version, which is actually a big difference.
Hmm.
There's an input lag in the HD collection version.
Really?
So we need to tap or mash the style button to spam a crazy combo like I think 5 times during the combo 2 animation. But if we play in the original version, it's one button less.
Oh, I didn't know that one. That's strange. It should be the opposite. It shouldn't have input lag since it's like a PC version.
If you search on Google about input lag Dmc3, you will get the results. Okay.
Okay.
So lock on is change. Yeah, I have question here as well.
Hmm.
How much, and when do you use this feature?
Lock on?
Yeah.
Like the entire game, it's super important, especially if you want to do the other attacks.
Hmm.
And the only thing I have a difficult time uh, to understand about it is if it locks on to the direction you're pointing your movement at, or if it locks on to the nearest enemy.
Okay.
That's one thing I never figured it out, but it works. But it has some issues. Sometimes the lock on doesn't go the way you want it to go. It locks onto the wrong enemy, and you end up just getting hit.
I read someone about advising to not to use it unless you wanna do something like helm breaker or you wanna kill a single enemy, etc. You wanna fight with a single enemy.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to be always locking on. It's good to sometimes just to use the running animation. Like the running animation, it's really simple. Dante just runs around, but you can dodge a lot of attacks just by running around, like without putting lock on and just walking around, running around. You can still dodge a lot of hits with it. Even more so if you use Devil Trigger, where he runs even faster. It's really good to reposition or to dodge some attacks, or just to get out get out of a sticky situation. Like just running around is also a really a good dodge option.
Hmm. You're right. And someone said instead of rolling, jumping is better.
Oh yeah, rolling. There's a lot of situations, but most of the situations, like jumping is better. Rolling, there's like some attacks where you can roll to.
Yeah,
It's
because
really
of the crazy
situational,
camera
but
angles. Yeah.
jumping sometimes is better.
Because of the crazy camera angle, so many people hate DMC3's camera.
Oh,
You can
why?
you because there are camera angles inspired by the Resident Evil games where you, for example, if you want to roll, you
Oh, right, the fixed cameras.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's an issue in Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2, and even Devil May Cry 3. It's a pain in the ass, especially when you need to do platforming with the fixed camera. It's horrible. But yeah, it's the way the game was designed at the time, so yeah, that's just how it is.
So sometimes the beginners are fighting, say, against Hell Vanguard, and they want to roll, but
Oh, the and
they
the
jump
yeah,
instead.
that's a problem I had when also starting up the game. Like rolling is so difficult to get used to because you always have to be aware to which direction Dante is pointing so you can actually roll. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's annoying. That's why a lot of people use Trickster. You can dodge to any direction you want without any issues.
So if I'm not wrong, you can do a small jump and also a higher jump, right?
Oh yeah, depends on how much you hold the jump button. I
Yes.
think both have the same invincible amount of frames.
Okay.
Only difference is how much you stay in the air.
Hmm. So
Which can be useful, I guess, to cancel like a crazy combo animation or something like that. Yeah, it changes. Depends on the situation.
so when you wanna dodge an attack, you do a higher jump or the small one.
Depends really. There's a lot of attacks where jumping higher in the air is better, but sometimes you need to get to the ground faster because
Makes sense.
yeah, it really depends because sometimes when you're in the air, some enemies really can still hit you in the air and leaves you even more exposed. So it depends, really.
Alrighty then. It's obvious that it changes melee and guns.
Yeah, that one everyone knows. And we already talked about pole play and free ride.
Oh yeah. Weapons guns change stats. Okay. And can influence where Dante surfs. Hmm.
I have no idea what it means by that. Like, if you have a different weapon, it changes the surf direction. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. I think the free ride movement is the same for everything, even for the ebony and ivory animation.
And you can control the movement of surf animation with the movement stick or the WASD.
Yeah, you can also cancel the animation at any time. If you press the jump button again, you can cancel the animation and just send the enemy flying,
Hmm.
which is really useful. Free ride is like a really useful option, especially if you want to isolate the enemy and send them near a
Hmm.
wall or a
Hmm.
corner.
Or if you
So it's
wanna
a really
go
cool
to a door,
mechanic.
if you wanna go to a door quickly.
It also works. There's an entire secret mission dedicated just for this.
Oh.
You have to, yeah, I forgot which secret mission it is, but normally you gotta do free ride on the enemies to reach the blue orb faster. But of course, you can also use DT and run. But originally, it was meant to, you use free ride to get there faster.
So we are only supposed to free ride on the basic enemies, right?
Yeah, you can't do it on spiders. You cannot do this on bosses, which makes sense. Yeah, it's only for the small enemies.
Okay, now I only wanna add another thing here that where it says pole play. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
here. I discovered something accidentally that you can also use this after jumping.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can do it on basically if you're near it and you press the triangle button. Yeah, you start to swing on it. It doesn't depend on height. You can always do it in midair, on the ground. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for taking your time and explaining a lot of things for us.
Sure. There's probably a lot of things that I'm wrong about that I said in here, but I said it with like my experience in the game. But yeah, hope it's like useful knowledge for some people.
Yeah, it will come handy. I mean, maybe sometime in future there will be a remake. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, maybe Capcom would do it. I'm not sure.
Okay, mate. Thank you for your time, and we will continue from here in the next video.
All right, thanks, man. Take care.
Bye.